Are you looking for the best 240Hz monitor? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best 240Hz monitor on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Samsung 27-inch Odyssey G7 Series WQHD 2560 by 1440 gaming monitor. The Samsung Odyssey G7 offers more bang for your buck than any other 240Hz monitor. It's packed with more features than any other monitor we could find at this price and has tricks it has up its sleeve that can impress even highly discerning players. The G7 isn't just fast, it's immersive and great for far more than just esports. It features a QLED panel, enhancing its colors and brightness for a more vivid image. Those quantum dots also allow the G7 to reach an impressive 600 nits of peak brightness for improved HDR performance. If that weren't enough, it also features a deep 1000 curve, one of the deepest you can find on a display, taking up more of your field of view and drawing you further into your favorite games. We recommend testing the G7 or another curved monitor before buying it, though. Not everyone loves using a curved display. The G7 isn't the only monitor with an impressive feature list, but it wins out in value due to its $599.99 price point. That's hardly cheap, but it's a full $100 less than its closest competitor, the Alienware AW2721D. The biggest difference between the two displays is that the G7 uses an SVA panel, in shorts, a VA with improved viewing angles, while the Alienware uses IPS. With that kind of savings, it doesn't need to be perfect to still be an incredible choice. And that's good because there are some potential issues to be aware of. Early users reported issues with screen flickering that were resolved with a firmware update. Others had issues with stuck pixels that required a full replacement. While these issues are the vast minority, it's still a good idea to purchase from a retailer with an easy replacement policy in case you run into issues. If you're like most users, you'll find this monitor to be an outstanding choice. Number 2. Asus TUF Gaming VG259QM 24.5-inch monitor. The Asus TUF Gaming VG259QM offers an outstanding balance of price to performance for a 24-inch 240Hz display. It features a bright IPS panel that's largely color accurate out of the box. What really makes it shine, however, is its ability to overclock all the way to 280 Hz. If the idea of overclocking makes you nervous, don't be. All you need to do is select max refresh rate in the OSD and it becomes another refresh rate option in Windows. Once enabled, it even supports FreeSync and G-Sync all the way to 280 Hz, so you won't need to sacrifice smoothness for speed. With a peak brightness of 400 nits and display HDR 400 certification, the VG259QM lacks local dimming and is limited to 8-bit color, so you won't get the dynamic range of brighter, more colorful panels. Taking it in is easy, though, due to its highly adjustable stand that can even pivot to portrait orientation. This monitor suffers the same shortcomings as most other IPS panels, a low contrast ratio and IPS glow. In bright rooms, this isn't a big issue, but if you enjoy gaming in the dark, you'll notice that blacks tend to look more washed out than competing VA panels. It also only covers 99% of the sRGB color space while others on this list reach to 100% or higher, but these are small handicaps for this otherwise great display. Screen size, 24.5 inches. Resolution, 1920 by 1080. Panel type, IPS. Brightness/HDR, VISA display HDR 400. Response time, 1 millisecond. Well priced. Overclockable up to 280 Hz. Highly adjustable stand. Number 3. Bank Zowie XL2546K 24.5-inch 240Hz gaming monitor. The Bank Zowie XL2546K is built to compete. It strips away the frills to put the focus entirely on speed, clarity, and providing you the edge you need in competitive games.
With a TN panel, the monitor is effortlessly fast even without enabling overdrive and has no traces of ghosting whatsoever.
That does come with the usual TN limitations of reduced contrast and color depth, but since this monitor supports importing and exporting picture profiles, you can easily download custom settings for individual games to make the most of its capabilities. A 240Hz TN panel should be enough to give players an edge, but the XL2546K takes it multiple steps further. Zowee's DIAC Plus technology reduces motion blur during shaking animations like firing a gun to maintain your visibility. Motion blur reduction can be found on other gaming monitors, but DIAC Plus stands apart by doing so without reducing your brightness.
It's a zero-compromise solution.
Other competitive high points include a controller that can swap picture profiles on the fly. Pairing this with the display's black equalizer function, you can literally peek into the shadows and pick out enemies with the push of a button. Both sides of the screen feature flap to block out distractions and keep competitors from peeking at your screen, and a smaller-than-average stand allows you to position your peripherals comfortably, even if you prefer them farther out. The XL2546K doesn't support HDR and has a very peak brightness, so there are meaningful trade-offs here, but there's no mistaking the competitive design it brings to the table. There's a reason the ESL Pro League uses these displays at pro esports events.
Number 4. AOC C27G2Z 27-inch curved frameless ultra-fast gaming monitor. The AOC C27G2Z is an affordably excellent choice for gamers on a budget. For its relatively low cost, it offers quite a bit, including a large 27-inch screen with a medium 1500 arc curvature. Its 240Hz refresh rate will see you through even the most intense battles with motion clarity that trumps slower displays, but excellent color coverage and deep contrast make it a good choice for content creators and single-player games too. With such a low price, you know some things had to be sacrificed to get those strong core specs. In this case, the C27G2Z falls short of every other monitor on this list with a brightness of only 250 nits and 8-bit color, so there's no HDR support here. And though AOC markets this display with a 0.5 milliseconds response time, the testers at Display Ninja and Monitor Nerds both found it gets closer to 3 milliseconds at 240 Hz. This is still fast enough that most players would have trouble seeing a difference, but it's an important point nonetheless. Even with these caveats, it's hard to get over just how much monitor you're getting for the price. A sub-$250 monitor that's 27 inches, curved, 240 Hz, sub-5 ms of input delay, and also has a stylish aesthetic? That's a great deal no matter how you look at it. Screen size, 27 inches. Resolution, 1920 by 1080. Panel type, VA. Brightness/HDR, 250 nits. Response time, 0.5 milliseconds, reported.
Spacious, curved screen.
Good contrast. 120% sRGB coverage. Very affordable. Number 5. Sony 27-inch InZone M3 Full HD HDR 240Hz gaming monitor. Get the split-second advantage that makes all the difference with lightning-fast 240Hz refresh rate. Virtually eliminate screen tearing and stuttering with compatibility for NVIDIA GSINC and HDMI 2.1 VRR. Display HDR 400 certification allows you to experience all your content in vivid HDR contrast with peak brightness of 400 nits. With over 99% coverage of sRGB spectrum, fill your games with a wide range of rich, vibrant colors for breathtaking immersive gaming. Less ghosting and blur with 1 millisecond GTG response time ensures you see what's happening with absolute clarity for immediate reaction. Exclusive features for the PlayStation 5, Auto HDR tone mapping and Auto Genre Picture Mode creates a fantastic PS5 console gaming experience. The unique height and tilt-adjustable tripod stand provides total gaming comfort for all your peripherals while optimizing desk space. Variety of inputs, 2 HDMI 2.1 ports, DisplayPort 1.4, and USB Type-C, DP alternate mode.
Quickly and easily adjust monitor settings and assign specific picture modes to individual applications and games using the InZone Hub PC software.